Hello and welcome to the last Macanori of The Headhunter, where I'm reading to you from The Headhunter, Volume 1 in my Ellie Lawrence supernatural crime thriller series. And we're up to Chapter 17, where Ellie's life is about to change. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. I hope you've got yourself a nice cup of tea or coffee and settle in for the next instalment. At a loss for what to do, Ellie checked out To Bean or Not To Bean, the new coffee shop near the gallery. Spying a vacant table outside, she sent Loki ahead to stake a claim. She patted Loki as she slipped into the wooden slatted seat, affording her a great vantage point for people watching. "What's the matter, boy?" she asked as Loki rested his nose on her knee and looked up at her, his eyebrows bunched together. "Thirsty?" Loki cocked his head to one side, a sign of confirmation, but other than that, stayed where he was. "Worried about Vicky?" Loki let out a low growl in response. "Worried about me?" Loki whined and sat upright, placing a paw on her thigh. "You don't have to worry. I can handle Victoria Stevens, I can assure you." Ellie took Loki's head in both hands and kissed his nose. "We'll go for a run after this, okay?" Loki howled with pleasure just as a server came outside. "Ah, if he's going to be noisy." "Don't worry, he'll be fine, won't you, Loki?" Loki barked in response and then settled down at Ellie's feet. "If he makes a noise, I will have to ask you to leave," the dark-haired server said, as she crouched down and scratched Loki behind the ears. "If it was up to me, though, you could stay however much noise you made. Can I bring him some water?" she asked as she stood up and brushed Loki's fur off her black uniform. "I think Loki will be grateful, thanks." "Not a problem. And what can I get for you?" Ellie murmured as she perused the menu. "I'll have a mocha, please." "Anything to eat?" No, I'm good." "Okay, one mocha and one bowl of water coming right up." "You're such a charmer," Ellie said to Loki as the server disappeared inside. While she waited for her coffee, Ellie saw a copy of the Scotsford Chronicle lying on the chair next to her. She picked it up and unfolded it, the headline catching her attention. "Police at a Standstill Over Headhunter Victims" by Jason Christian. Further to my distressing article last week, I'm afraid to tell you I cannot enlighten you, dear reader, on the plight of the poor young woman, the third such lady. The coroner has revealed that the body pulled from Swan River late last week bore no clues, as with the previous two, to her identity or the cause of death. This leaves us to conclude either decapitation or exsanguination followed by decapitation to be the cause. I hate to be so blunt, but unless the heads of these two young women are found, we will never know how, let alone why, they died. Identification is proving fruitless, as the little DNA the police have gathered is not in the system. With nothing to identify them, these poor young women may end up their days as Jane Does. Once again, I implore you, dear reader, to contact the women close to you to determine their safety. These poor young women are someone's friends, daughters, sisters, or even mothers, and they deserve to be reunited with their families. They don't deserve to end their days unmourned by those they loved. You can contact Scotsford Police on 0297 445500, or you can contact me on the usual number and I will pass the information on to the police. Please stay safe and check on your loved ones. "One mocha for you and one bowl of fresh water for this handsome guy," the server said, placing the bowl in front of Loki with a flourish. Loki showed his appreciation by slopping the water all over the ground as he gulped the offering. "Can I get you anything else?" What? No, sorry, thanks," Ellie said, distracted by the article. The server turned to walk away, but Ellie stopped her. "Actually, you don't have copies of last week's Chron, do you?" I'm not sure. It depends if the recycling's been picked up." "Can I possibly have a look?" "Well, if it was up to me, let me see what I can find." "Are you sure? That would be great." Ellie smiled at the woman and Loki stood up and wagged his tail. "Well, how can I say no to that?" she said and laughed before heading back inside. 5 minutes later, she returned with her arms full of papers. "Sorry, I didn't have time to look for the Chron, so I just grabbed all the papers in the recycling. I hope you find what you're looking for." "That's great, thanks." Loki gave the server a sloppy kiss before she hurried back inside, a loud voice prompting her haste. Ellie rifled through the papers, scanning the headlines of the Chronicle until she found what she was looking for. "Distressing Find at Scotsford Golf Club" by Jason Christian. The banks of Swan River in Scotsford bore a tragic story yet again yesterday, as the body of another young woman was discovered seeking haven in its shallows. This is the third body pulled out of the river in as many months, escalating the Headhunter to a serial killer. One of the regular early morning players at Scotsford Golf Club discovered the body and notified Scotsford police immediately. I am stricken to report that, as with the other victims, the body was so badly mutilated that an identification is looking almost impossible. Detective Sergeant John Woods, who is in charge of the case, made the following statement to the press. The body of a young woman was found on the banks of Swan River at Scotsford Golf Club at 0700 hours this morning by a member of the club. The body was headless, naked and mutilated. To ensure identification will be difficult, if not impossible. All I can tell you is that it is female. Although pressed for more details, DS Woods has again refused to comment further. I will endeavour to update you as soon as I have more details, but I implore you to get in touch with your friends and check they are safe. If you cannot get hold of them, please contact the police. It may help them identify this poor woman much sooner. You can contact Scotsford Police on 0297 445500, or you can contact me on the usual number and I will talk to the police for you. Please stay safe and check on your loved ones. The compassion shown by this journalist was rare and surprised Ellie, but Jason Christian was right. These women deserve to be reunited with their families. Not much chance of that with Woods on the case, she muttered to herself and sat back in her chair, stroking Loki's head, her mind alive for the first time since leaving Brecon. And that's it. That is the last chapter I will be sharing with you from the Headhunter. If you want to know more, and I hope you do, because it's about to get interesting or more interesting, then you can pick up a copy of the Headhunter, click on the link below and it'll take you straight to the book. So I will be back sometime soon with something new. But until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of the Headhunter. Bye-bye.